For the past year, I devoted everything I had into helping someone transform their life and documented the entire thing. And I would be lying to you if I said it wasn't difficult. I had to film, write the workouts, edit the footage, make sure Isaac was on top of his goals and met them, not to mention learning how to edit in Final Cut Pro. Most of my days were spent looking at a screen. My body paid the price, but I also got burned out. Pretty crispy too. I believe in working hard, but I was working too hard, sacrificing my family over work. With all of this happening, we haven't even started talking about all the things going on in the world.
That's a question a lot are asking. India's grim statistics keep on rising. They're promising free vaccinations for all, but in this, one of the world's biggest vaccine manufacturing nations, only around 2%.
But that was 3 years ago when the worst of the pandemic hit. And now since all the chaos is cooling down, masks aren't required anymore. Airlines are opening up again and the world is going back to normal. Now is our chance to travel and for me to take a break and find balance.
Mario, ¿quieres chocolate?
We're running on 2 hours of sleep out here.
Oh man, yeah, I'm running on 2 hours of sleep.
Sitting on the airplane for 5 hours, all scrunched up and uncomfortable, you pick up a thing or two. Like next time, buy the neck pillow.
Here we go.
Are you guys recording? This always happens.
It's because you're clumsy.
Yo, bro.
I didn't ask to be bored, okay?
Just hold on. Look at my pants. Somebody dropped ice cream on them.
That might have been.
I'm not gonna lie, walking into the airport for the first time in what felt like 10 years was amazing. They say you don't know what you have until it's taken from you, and I definitely won't be taking traveling for granted again.
Por favor, F, ventana del lado izquierdo. Aquí arriba están los...
Now, my little brother and sister aren't strangers to flying. This is one of the first times they flew, and this is over 8 years ago. I don't know what it is about flying, but it's one of my favorite parts when it comes to traveling. I don't know if it's just being in the clouds or being in the sky, but I love being on the airplane. After about 5 hours of flying in the air all night, we finally arrived to our destination, Mexico, where the time zone goes back 1 hour. And our first stop, Xochimilco. And to meet us at the airport was my dad's cousin, Ulises, He's one of the coolest people I've ever met. The sun feels so good. It's cold right now in New Jersey. Man, not over here in Mexico. Getting a break from that Jersey winter was definitely nice, even if it was only for 17 days. While we were on this boat ride, we also met this group of awesome mariachis. From the airport, Xochimilco was about a 25-minute drive, so it wasn't that bad. This was our first time visiting, and it was really nice. After we got done there, we had another 5-hour drive to get to the house.
He has a low brain capacity, so he does.
Go like this.
He's gonna eat your face.
Oh, look, he ripped it out of my mouth.
I don't know what it is about Mexico, but for some reason, we bond really well with the animals there. It's like for some reason they're attracted to us.
You have it.
Can I get some? Oh, get some or you get none.
Keep chewing it. Can he chew it? Dang.
And just like that, 13 hours of traveling, done.
Tell the cameras, y'all better live here. I'll start going to Mexico. I gotta learn Spanish.
Going to Acatlan.
Where we stay at in Mexico, in our town, everything is around an hour away, so it's a little bit of a drive, which is one of the only downsides to being in Mexico. But to me, Mexico is still one of the best places to visit when you're traveling around the world. Whenever we come, we like to visit the mercados. In English, that's the markets. It's filled with tons of people, tons of good food, and we love walking in the heat, getting to know the city and the people.
It's handier.
Says it's 88, but
Yo, what's up, vlog? You see this nice and juicy right here. And with the braces.
High protein, superfood, grasshoppers. That's crazy.
This year we decided to stay in Mexico for 17 days. And since there's a lot of us, some of us have to sit in the back of the truck. I have a love-hate kind of relationship sitting back there. Some days I like it, other days not so much. But I will say this, sitting back there helps me feel like a kid all over again. Carefree, worry-free, just cruising in the wind. This is something you can't do in the US, and especially not in New Jersey, and one of the main reasons why I love Mexico. The feelings I get being in this place, I only get by traveling and discovering new places.
Lalan fell asleep. Let's look at Lalan.
Show it. For a 30-minute drive. Hey. Instant wake up.
So let's start from the beginning. Me and Joe were playing basketball, and I
Came back right now, and there's a bird inside the house.
Yeah, I was.
One of the main reasons we came to Mexico this year was to pray for my great-grandmother. It's Mexican tradition to pray for 9 days starting on the day the person is buried and give food and treats to all the guests that come and pray. It really hurt losing my great-grandmother. I remember we used to drive 3 hours away, all the way to her apartment in Brooklyn, New York, just to go visit her. For the prayers, we prayed for 3 years, but it can go all the way up to 9 years. And this is the last year we prayed for my great-grandmother. It's believed that all the prayers help the soul of the loved one that died leave the earth more peacefully and easily, and to help them find their way in another world. This is also the shot where I crashed and busted up my $500 drone. Definitely worth it. The walk to my great-grandmother's cemetery was too far, especially carrying all the flowers, so everyone grabbed their trucks and jumped on the back. My great-grandmother must have been pretty popular because it seemed like the whole town came to say goodbye. That's my tia Lolita with the flowers and my grandmother carrying the candles. A couple of things come to mind when I think about Mexico. The first thing is dancing. There's always dancing, there's always parties. The second thing is food. Really amazing
That's
food.
an understatement.
And it's cheap.
It's bingy.
It's time to eat. I'm about to tear it up.
Third is crazy views, ridiculous, amazing views. And the fourth thing? Yep, you guessed it, fireworks. Lots and lots of fireworks.
About to light up a paloma.
Stream with that. Yo, you better back up more. There's dirt in this bottle. It's gonna explode everywhere.
That wasn't our first rodeo though. No, we did the same thing about 8 years ago on a little bit of a smaller scale. My mom always yells at me and tells me I'm wasting my money on these fireworks, throwing my money into the air. But if I enjoy it, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I just wanted to see what was gonna happen.
When you're in Mexico, they always say when the sun goes down, you go down. Because that's the time where all the scorpions come out and all the crazy animals. Now, I don't really say this that often, but my dad, he's a genius. Because it was his idea to look for scorpions using the blue light.
We're gonna keep looking.
It points them out. And look at my. Which one is better, yo?
They look the same to be honest.
That one?
That's a donkey.
Or that one?
¿Ya lo viste esa? Agárralo con las manos.
And then this little guy snuck into my room. It took me like 20 minutes to finally catch him. He was running all around the bedroom. I had to catch him because I was afraid I was gonna wake up with him in my mouth.
So this is him.
He got mad dirt on his face. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Wait, why are you recording like that? Record.
Yeah. Is my camera sideways now? Oh yeah. Look at him.
He's so fast. He's slick. We almost didn't catch it.
We were gonna let him go.
Yo. Oh. What do you do?
He moving around.
Alright, I can't get it to focus, but it's alright. He's trying to leave already. My boy
dangling. He getting dizzy.
Whenever we come to Mexico, we try and visit as many new places as we can. Like 8 years ago, we visited this place called Chalma. Chalma is a sacred place. In the 1530s, they learned the locals were making pilgrimages to the sacred cave. The pilgrims walked for days through the mountains wearing flowers and carrying incense burners to make offers to the statue. When they arrived, they drank holy water and bathed in the river before they entered the cave. And to this day, thousands of people still visit the site throughout the year to give thanks for answered prayers or to make a wish. It's sort of like asking for a miracle. It's kind of cool if you ask me. And this year, we were traveling to a new place we've never been to before.
7 o'clock in the morning here in Mexico. Let's see that sunrise real quick. Yep, pretty crazy, right? We're going to be going to Cholula today.
You had already?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
My dad doesn't get to come to Mexico every time we do. He's always busy working, but I'm glad he came this time.
¿Cuántos somos fuera?
We're here, Cholula Pyramids, February 25th. Check it out. Thing is pretty big.
Oh my god, yo.
Cave of the Lovers.
I really will go in there too.
It was nice knowing you, buddy.
But there's so many people though. You watching.
There's people spinning.
Break. Break.
How fast can you go up, Mario?
I'm holding this actually.
You want to race me?
Oh, Dusty.
Climbing to the top of the mountain to get to the church was no easy task.
Stop cheating.
It's a little hard.
It's at 148.
After about 25 minutes of brutally climbing the mountain, we finally reached the top, where this beautiful church was at. Walking all those steps to get up to the church was difficult, even for me, but it was definitely worth it, because waiting at the top was, I think, the most beautiful view that I've ever seen in my life. I got butterflies just by leaning my body over and looking out. It's been such a long time since I had that feeling, I almost forgot what it felt like.
The hard part was coming up. The easy part is coming down.
Bathroom done. Back to the car.
Limited edition, 1 of 1.
Oh, you got it from the quarter machine?
Yeah.
Jump in, jump in.
Our plan was to visit the pyramids in Cholula and then walk the city in Puebla.
Lalan, how was the church? Scale of 1 out of 10.
It was like a 9, solid 9.9.
Yeah, I liked it.
9.5 maybe actually.
Now we're in the city.
Cielito lindo, no hay más que un paso. Ahora que estamos solos.
It's crazy here. It's cold and it's hot. I was sweating going up that church. Now I'm cold.
Was one of my favorite things.
Now that we finished walking the city of Puebla, we were headed to a mall. My dad wanted to buy a jersey that you couldn't get back in the States. For the most part, I'm not a fan of malls. That is, until I discovered this place.
went from inside to outside on the
prepare.
escalator.
I didn't prepare for it.
What the hell?
El perro.
Now we gotta find the car. Never in New Jersey is there an escalator that goes from inside to outside.
Because they don't choose to open up.
It kind of scares me how big the world really is, and I don't know if that's because I'm in a different country, but to me, it feels like anything and everything is possible. All my success doesn't seem to matter, and the same goes for all my problems. Looking outside of the window, I couldn't help but feel like a footprint in the sand, waiting for the wave to wipe me away. Our time in Mexico was coming to an end, and I was gonna miss the land, the people, and I was definitely gonna miss all the adventures and all the exploring we got to do. The feelings I get sitting back looking out of my window, knowing that I don't have any responsibilities, but to get lost and explore, now that's an amazing feeling. But before we could leave, there was another reason we came to Mexico. You see, my cousin was getting married, and this was going to be one of those weddings that I would never forget.
Beso, 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 beso.
Ah, weddings. They're a beautiful thing, and definitely a good way to start off the year. It's not often we get to go to a wedding, and a matter of fact, this is the first wedding that we went to where we actually knew the person getting married.
Está bonita la rosa.
¿Vas a bailar?
Ay, no, voy a tratar. No quiero bailar, ya está vieja. Joven, oh, gracias. Yo digo que no está vieja, pero ella necesita, está vieja.
Todavía le falta.
Bueno, si es vieja, pues yo también soy vieja, porque casi somos una niña.
After the church, I didn't know the party was going to start right after. So I had to go home, get changed, put my lucky beach shirt on, and get ready for the party.
Wedding time.
Yes, Mario. ¿Vas a bailar?
Being in the mountains and watching the sunset and all the dancing start was pretty cool. So, there's this really insane dance called La Víbora del Mar. In English, that means the sea snake dance. It's done with the bride and the groom standing on opposite sides, making an arch. As soon as the music starts, the girls start dancing, but they have to keep their snake form. And if you're not careful, sometimes your zapato might fly off. The point of the dance is for the girls to try and knock down the groom, but they also have to keep dancing. And on their first try, they couldn't do it. Now the girls were coming back around, and it was their second shot at trying to knock down the groom. It was close. They deserve an A for effort, that's for sure. Now it's time for the boys to go. And you see that guy in the front leading? That's my uncle, Tio Arturo. And then this guy comes up with a genius idea and decides to spray everybody with beer cans. My lucky shirt was drenched. The groom was obviously cheating. He was holding onto that pole like his life depended on it. He was lucky that night though. It was close, but no cigar. My parents ended up going home earlier that night. I think since they're getting older, they get tired sooner. I ended up staying with my brother and my cousins, dancing all night, smelling like Modelo's. And just like that, our time in Mexico was over. During our time here, our Wi-Fi was so bad, the connection was pretty much unusable. And with no distractions or technology, I learned that taking a break and enjoying life is just as important as working. For me, traveling isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If I can't afford to travel, I'll have to figure out a way to travel. Because the world is an ocean. Don't spend your life like a fish in a bowl, trapped inside the house all day. Next thing you know, you blink your eyes and you're too old to travel.
Enséñale, vamos a enseñar.
I think so.
No, but it looks really cool.
Earlier in the video, I said I felt like all my work and all my success was like a footprint in the sand, waiting for it to all be wiped away. But I also believe in some things that don't go away so easily. Like rocks, they take forever to dissipate. And like the love I had for my family and all these memories we had, these things will last for a long time, if not forever. I was working so hard that I got caught up in the routines of life. See, when each day is the same as the next, people fail to recognize the good things that happen in their life every day that the sun rises. I'm guilty of this. And looking back at this footage, I realized that each individual day is a unique opportunity that you just won't get again.
You're not gonna take your shoes off. Mommy, can I? Vete pues, a ver. Sara, si quieres meter, está fría, que se meta en tus chanclas. Ahora métete, métete. No, yo no te voy a meter. Tú te estás metiendo solito.
Oh my God.
What did you do?
The DS.
Dumbass.
I usually have really bad memory, but I remember this day. We just arrived in Mexico and this was my brother and sister's first time visiting Chalma. But my family and I shared a lot of unforgettable moments. Some good and some bad. Like in this footage, I was a high schooler, 15 years old, struggling with life and my identity. But that's the funny thing about life. You never know how it's gonna work out. And it's never a perfect slope. It's filled with ups and downs. And I'm really grateful for all the hard times. Because when the good times come, and they will, I'll be able to enjoy it a whole lot more. Because I earned it.
and we're gonna go pick lemons. You gotta turn on the TV.
Got it. I just got a lemon.
A wise man once said, if your balance is good, everything good. If your balance is bad, everything bad.
Alright, now I have to give a huge shout out to my beautiful sister Jackie. It's because of her this movie is possible. She's the one that picked up the camera before I ever even thought about it and recorded all the old footage you've seen in this movie. So thank you, Jackie. You're the best.
Mario about to do his dance thing. Ready?
Like, what is that on him? So we are actually getting comfortable so we can go on our flight. The flight was about like 12, no, 6, something like that. What? Oh no. Who didn't do my hair?